Unfortunately, despite our common efforts, the Turkish Cypriot side, supported by Turkey, continues to present positions and proposals which lead us outside the framework of the United Nations resolutions on Cyprus with regard to the termination of military occupation, the illegal possession of properties, and the presence of settlers. Possible acceptance of these positions would lead to an acceptance of many of the consequences of the occupation and to violations of international conventions on human rights, basic freedoms, and the principles on which federations are built. It is clear that such a solution would be neither viable nor functional, and would not ensure the continuing unity of the state and the country. We sincerely hope that during the second round of negotiations, which has just started, there will be a reconsideration of Turkish positions so that we can, as soon as possible, reach an agreed solution which we can then present to the people in separate, simultaneous referenda. This solution must be by the Cypriots, for the Cypriots. It is evident that we will not present the people with a solution originating from outside, and neither can we accept arbitration and exercise of pressure through artificial timetables. These preconditions were agreed with the Secretary General, under whose auspices the negotiations are taking place. I would like to take this opportunity to thank once again the Secretary General, Mr. Ban Ki-moon, for his good officer's mission and for the role of the United Nations as a facilitator in the negotiating process. After the 1974 invasion and the occupation of 30% of the territory of the Republic of Cyprus, Turkey has become a key player for the solution of the Cyprus problem. The success of our efforts for a solution of the problem depends on Turkey's political will and the policies it implements. It is not enough for the Turkish leadership to publicly state that it supports the negotiating process. Turkey should contribute in a practical way to a solution of a bizonal, bi-communal federation with political equality as defined in the relevant Security Council resolutions. Instead, Turkey pursues a confederal solution. A goodwill measure on the part of Turkey would have been the implementation of Security Council Resolution 550 of 1984, which stipulates the transfer of the occupied ghost town of Varoshia to the administration of the United Nations and the return of its legal inhabitants to their homes and properties. In addition, Turkey should proceed with the normalization of its relations with the Republic of Cyprus as well as with its recognition as stipulated by the decisions of the European Union. Ladies and gentlemen, I ask you, is it not a paradox for a country that is a member of the Security Council not to recognize the Republic of Cyprus, a member state of the United Nations, the European Union, and of all international organizations? Is it not a paradox for a member of the Security Council to maintain occupation troops for 35 years on the territory of another United Nations member state and a member state of the European Union? Is it not a paradox to undermine the unity and the territorial integrity of the Republic of Cyprus by promoting the creation of a second state on the island in violation of Security Council Resolution 541 of 1983, which unanimously condemns the illegal unilateral declaration of independence, calling it null and void, and calls on all states to respect the sovereignty, independence and territorial integrity of the Republic of Cyprus. Yes, it is a paradox, and it is also illegal. Cyprus has never sought nor wishes to have hostile relations with its neighbour Turkey. But it is our responsibility to defend the independence, territorial integrity and sovereignty of our state. Nevertheless, I would like, from this august body, to express my readiness to initiate dialogue with the Turkish leadership, in parallel to our negotiations with the Turkish Cypriot leader, to share ideas about the future which would greatly enhance the chances of a positive outcome to the negotiations. Cyprus has consistently supported the accession of Turkey to the European Union in the belief that the whole adaptation process and Turkey's eventual membership would help our neighbours and it would be beneficial to our region and us. However, this support is not unconditional. Turkey should fulfill its obligations towards the Republic of Cyprus as well as towards the European Union. Mr. President, I would like to state one more time that our Turkish Cypriot compatriots are equal citizens of the Republic of Cyprus, and that I personally will strive consistently for their rights and for finding their rightful place in all organs of the state. My political roots are in the progressive people's movement of my country, which always stood by the side of our Turkish Cypriot compatriots for peace and harmonious coexistence. Nevertheless, the rights of our Turkish Cypriot compatriots cannot be implemented at the expense of the rights of the bigger community, which is the Greek Cypriot community. There must be mutual respect. I want to assure you that I will spare no effort in order to achieve a balanced and just solution which would restore the rights of the people as a whole. We have all paid a heavy price, human, political, and as well as economic. And we continue to pay a heavy price. The profits of lasting peace will be beneficial for the people of Cyprus, of Turkey, and for the peoples of our region as a whole. Real political leaders are not the ones who think of the next election, but rather of the next generation. We have the responsibility to work together to achieve a lasting peace in our region. I wish to the family of the United Nations a successful conclusion of the deliberations of the 64th session of the General Assembly of the United Nations, and I thank you.
On behalf of the General Assembly, I wish to thank the President of the Republic of Cyprus for the statement just made.